Always let the woman do what she want to do. She gonna do what she want to do anyway. She's always gonna be with who she wants to be with. Trying harder, doing more, trying to impress, it's only gonna make you saltier. She could smell you trying so hard. She could smell you trying to make up. In the same breath though, she can tell when you don't give a fuck. She can tell when if she walked out that door, you wouldn't chase her. You would actually hold the door for her and let her walk out. She can smell these things, bro. And she may test for it early on. And maybe she don't even have to test for it. You just so obviously let it be known.
Hey, so there's a reason why I talk about vetting so much on this channel, right? If you think about it, the whole sole purpose of vetting is like homie said in the video, to let the woman show you what she's going to do. Because you don't want to prevent a woman from doing what she's going to do, because she's going to do what she wants to do regardless. Shout out to Coach Corey Wayne. This is why you have to give women the freedom to come and go as they please. Because a lot of times as men, you know, we either try to control a woman by trying to track where she's at or wondering what she's doing, which is you trying to control her, which comes off as an insecurity. We're either doing that, or we're so worried about what a woman is doing, does she like me, and all these different type of things, and it gives off the same energy to a woman. Weak, don't got nothing else going on, can't control your emotions, and all of that. A woman, when she picks up that sense, she out of there. She gone. That's why you have to have the mindset of I don't give a fuck. You have to literally have that mindset, because for so much of my life, I had the I care. I was always trying to see where I stand with a woman. A lot of times that's what we're doing. A lot of times, like when we meet that woman that we're very attracted to, we feel like we don't know where we stand. So a lot of times we're just calling and texting just to see if does she still like me today? Does she still feel the same way? Instead of having the mindset of, I'm gonna see if she still likes me. Because again, the game is to allow a woman to do what she's gonna do, because she's gonna do what she's gonna do regardless. And when you understand that, you understand why it's so important to vet. Because I don't wanna put no obstacles in a way for a woman to not do what she's gonna do. I don't wanna put any obstacles in the way, because that's all that's gonna do is gonna blind you. Like when a woman picks up that you don't really care like that, she knows that you got something bigger going on. This is why you have to have a bigger picture. You have to have a bigger focus. And within that, you'll have an abundance mindset. So you're gonna allow women to show themselves to who they really are, instead of you trying to force their hand. Because when you try to force a woman's hand, you're playing her game now. When you try to see where you stand, you're playing her game now. Because a woman's gonna want the guy that she don't know where she stands with the dude. That's the guy that she's locked in on, not the guy that's blowing her phone up, texting her every 2 seconds. Now, this is what I used to do. I'm texting her all the time. I'm consistent. I'm not going out on dates with her, but yet I'm still calling and pursuing, trying to see where I stand. I'm mentally thinking about her all the time. And a woman she can feel this. She can feel that energy. This is why you can't give a fuck. You literally can't give a fuck. If you're gonna be here, cool. If not, cool. Regardless, my life is gonna continue to move forward. If you wanna hop on the train, that's cool. If you're not here for a long time and just a good time, that's cool. Whatever you wanna do, that's cool. I ain't finna stop you.
So this guy, he followed me, and then like he didn't DM me right away. He followed me and he was just like viewing my stories and stuff like that. And I had in the back of my head that maybe he liked me or whatever, but I was like, you know, I'm gonna wait to see what happens. So eventually he actually DM'd me and he asked me out on a date, and we went to go on a date to get frozen yogurt. So when we first meet up,
By the way, for all the people that come on the channel, be like, bro, we don't want to hear you talk. Play the whole video, man. Go to another channel. Get frozen yogurt. That's a good first move, first date. So salute to the brother. That's a good low-key first date. It's not expensive. Chicks love frozen yogurt. So good first date idea.
I'm a very shy person, and I could tell that he was kind of like shy too. So it was kind of funny because it was like we both were just being really shy and kind of like stumbling and like looking away from each other. It was just really funny. So the frozen yogurt place was about to close, so we hurried up and got some frozen yogurt, and we were asking each other questions as we were getting it. And then we went in his car, and we were in his car. My purse just fell. Okay, so we're in his car and we're just like asking deep questions, you know, stuff about like what we want for the future, our careers, what we don't like, what we do like in people, and just talking about experiences. And I felt like the conversations were going very well, and both of our answers were like correlating, like it just went really well. So originally he asked me out on a beach date. So before that, he was saying that we should go on a frozen yogurt place so we can get like comfortable with each other to see if we would like to go on the beach trip together. So when we were talking about everything, got each other's answers and everything like that, he was saying that he liked me and he would like to get to know me more. And then, you know, when I got home later that night, he was saying that he enjoyed meeting me and, like I said, that he liked me and he can't wait to know more about me. So the next day, he calls my phone and then we're just talking about like prep for the beach and everything like that. And then eventually, you know, we go on the beach trip and it was actually really fun. So it was like a 2-hour drive before we got to the beach. So during the whole car ride, we were just talking, exchanging like music so we can get kind of the gist of each other's taste in music and everything like that. So then we started talking about each other's like pet peeves and red flags and stuff like that. And he asked me mine and I was saying a bunch of different stuff and he was just like, okay. And then one of the things that I said was that I don't like someone that's too lustful. And I said this the night before when we were on the frozen yogurt date. But when I said it then, you know, he was just like, okay. And this time when I said it, he was like, what do you mean by that? And so that kind of like in the back of my head, I'm just like, you know what I mean by that. Like, what do you mean? What do I mean? So then I started explaining.
All right, so I kind of wanted to pause it right there to touch on a couple things. The mistakes I'm seeing early on is, for one, you should have never planned the second date that quickly. And then for two, to go on a beach date, nah, you shouldn't. He shouldn't even have made a move like that. I think that's too early on. And also too, the whole lustful comment that she just made about him asking like, what do you mean by that? I don't think there's nothing wrong with me asking you, like, what do you mean by that? Especially if you keep emphasizing it. Like, what do you mean by I don't like a guy that's too lustful? Now, as a man, you should not be trying to do anything sexual or romantic with the woman if you're not in a position to go all the way. So you shouldn't be trying to kiss her if you're not at your crib. You shouldn't be trying to fill up on her. You shouldn't be trying to do any of those things, because all that's gonna do is gonna give her a hint that you want more, and now she's gonna have the upper hand. This is the mistake a lot of guys make, because I used to be a big component of kissing a woman after the date, but I don't even believe in that no more. Because when you try to kiss a woman or you try to do anything sexual with her before you are at your crib, you're gonna give the indicator sign off that you want more, that you want sex. And a lot of times women can be very turned off by that. You want it to happen organically and naturally, not to where you acting thirsty and desperate and you trying to plan a beach date so you can get what you want and you're doing all these things and so I digress, but let's continue.
To him, I'm just like, you know, I just don't like someone who's just like trying to, you know, be so sexual all the time, stuff like that. It could be a turn off. And he's just like, okay. And in the back of my head, I'm just like, I think you're lustful, because why out of all of the questions you decide to ask me what do I mean? Like, you know what I mean, you're not stupid. Anyways, we go to the beach. It was really fun. He ended up buying me like this little board to help me teach me how to swim, and then like we were painting and eating and we did some shopping and stuff like that, and everything was like going really good.
Hey, going back to the first video, like when you try to oppress a woman, in the moment she may be rocking with it, but it's a lot. They went on this date a couple days after their first date. So you went on a beach date, y'all did some shopping, y'all did some painting. This is something you do with a woman that you're already romantically involved with, not a woman that I just met you 3 days ago. So this is a lot. A whole beach date and you didn't plan this out. And like I said, clearly she's enjoying it right now, but we'll see how she feels later.
The car ride was fine. We had like a bunch of different conversations. It wasn't boring. So I'm confused. I get home and I'm having this issue where it's just like the next day he doesn't text me good morning or anything. And I was like, you know what, let me chill, because we just started talking. I'm not his girlfriend, you know. So I was like, whatever. And I ended up putting my pride aside and I was like, maybe I should say good morning. Wrong. So I ended up saying good morning, and this boy has a problem with texting back. Like, he takes forever texting back. I said good morning with an emoji, and then he responded saying like, hey, what's up? And then the next day he still doesn't text good morning. So I'm like, no, this dude has to go, because why are you not thinking about me when you wake up? Like, that was just kind of irritating me.
You know, so first of all, a phone works both ways, you know what I'm saying? Like, we just met, slow it down, you know what I'm saying? Like, we getting to know each other. Don't expect for me to be hitting you with the good morning text after a date. I'm Gucci. But on Buddy's end, hopefully he's not being salty about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, the whole lustful comment. So you never want to come off salty to a woman, you know what I'm saying, when in communication, because she's gonna pick up that, oh, you feel some type of way about what I said yesterday. Oh, poor little baby. And when you do that, she loses respect for you. It dries up down there. And you know, you're headed towards the friend zone at that point. But
the same energy, he actually decides to text me back. And one thing that I realized is that guys like to kind of like ghost you a little bit to see what type of female you are, like to see if you're gonna chase them, if you're gonna go crazy over you, like over them, or if like they have you wrapped around their finger. And I'm like, you want to play this game? Like, you're not gonna win, because you're just not gonna win. It's just funny to me how like guys will think that they know what they're doing, and it's just like, no, we're both on the same page. Like, I'm gonna give you the same energy. So anyways, the other day, after giving him the same energy, he actually ends up texting me and like, hey, are you doing anything? Do you have anything exciting planned? Like, dude, what are you talking about? So I wait a few hours to text him back, since he wants to take forever to text back. And then after that, he texted me, and then like I responded, and he just hasn't said anything. And he's been watching me on my stories and things like that. And
so when you can't keep the same energy, you're gonna come off as fake to the woman. And I think for him, I think the lustful comment got to him, and he kind of realized that he wasn't gonna get the outcome which he wanted, which is SEX. And he wasn't gonna be able to get that, so he kind of fell back and is like, I'm just gonna kind of see what she's gonna do type shit. You can never care this much. When you put so much emphasis on, let's do a beach day, I'm gonna take you shopping, you're trying to impress her. You're trying to impress her, and it's gonna come off to a woman as you're trying to prove you're the one, that you don't really find value within yourself. Now, she may not be able to put her finger on it, but it's gonna come off a little fishy, and I'm telling you what it is. And also too, with the communication, see, as a man, when you're really got stuff going on, when a woman knows you really got stuff going on, she's not gonna question you about hitting her back a couple hours later because you was really busy. See, when you play these type of games and you trying to impress and you trying to do this and you try to do that, it's gonna come off like you're playing a game. And remember, when you begin to play a woman's game, you're gonna look crazy because she gonna beat you every single time. So now you're playing her game. You're doing all the petty, oh, I'm gonna wait to text you back and all this different type of stuff. Because you don't really got motion. You don't really have stuff going on. Because if you really had stuff going on, you wouldn't originally went on that beach trip with her in the first place.
Hasn't said anything, and he's been watching me on my stories and things like that, and it just really confuses me, because I feel like you can be sitting in front of someone's face and they're like, oh, I like you, they're seeming so interested. And
all right, so I'm not gonna play the rest of the video because she, you know, the rest of it is just kind of like how she kind of feels or whatever. But if you want to go watch the rest of it, her TikTok name should be on the video or whatever. But what I'm gonna say is, first of all, that's what women do. Go look at he's still watching my stories and stuff like that. See, when you start to play a woman's game, you're gonna get treated with disrespect because you're playing her game now. So she controls the rules. See, you watching her stories, trying to watch her moves. Like, what are you doing? I'm not watching a chick's stories. I don't have time to watch a chick's stories on Instagram. I'm not doing that. I don't watch people's stories in general. So do you think I'm gonna watch a specific chick story that I already messed up with? I'm not doing that. You know, I went through some of the comments in the video, and a lot of people in the video were basically saying like he was basically trying to love bomb her or whatever. I kind of feel like he was trying, of course, as a man, you're trying to get the SEX, and I feel like he felt like the gig was up type of deal. Once she brought up, oh, I don't like men that are too sexual and stuff like that. I think he thought in his head, all right, my method or my game plan isn't gonna work. But where Buddy messed up at is, all he had to do, he started off good with the frozen yogurt, right? After the frozen yogurt, after a date with the woman, you don't need to text her, I had a good time or any of that. Because if the woman likes you, she will text you that. You know what I'm saying? She will text you that. Wait a couple days after the date. Go live your life, go work, go to the gym, your hobbies, do all of that. And within some time, she'll probably hit you up. And then you set the next date. Set it close to your crib. So that way, after the crib, you can invite her over, say, hey, you want to come over? We can play some Uno, we can have some wine, we can chill out on the balcony or chill out in my backyard, talk about life. You go to the crib and then you make your move. See, trying to do all this beach state and take a trip and buy your stuff and painting and I bought you this board so you can learn how to swim, that's too much. That's too much because a woman's gonna pick up in her head, oh, he's doing all this to get a certain outcome. You can't give a fuck when you're dealing with these women. And I don't mean to not care about their feelings. That's not what I'm saying, because you should be as a man, you should be kind. You should have sympathy and empathy. But what I mean by that is don't try to impress a woman. You know, don't try to put on this facade. You know what I'm saying? Treat her like she's regular. Go get drinks. After the date, go back to your regular life. And then when she hits you up, you go from there. When you start doing all this extraness in the beginning and sending her good morning texts and beautiful, I hope we work out and all these different type of things, you're not gonna be able to keep that up. You're not gonna be able to keep that up. This is why you gotta put yourself first. When you put yourself first and you prioritize your life to where it's like work first and then, you know, your craft and your hobbies and all these different things, and you put women last, not saying that you don't treat them good, but when you put women first in your life, that she hasn't even earned that spot, this is the type of results you're gonna get. You're gonna get friend zone. When you focused on your life and putting yourself first and your mission and things that need to come before entertainment and social stuff, when you have your life prioritized the correct way, you're gonna give off that energy. You're gonna give off that energy and it's gonna be attractive to a woman. You know what I'm saying? There's no need to try to impress a woman. There's no need in trying to control a woman. Give her freedom. Allow a woman to do what she's already gonna do. This is why we vet. Vetting allows you to see what the woman is going to do. Pay attention to her actions. So like I say in every video, man, continue to put yourself first. All right, guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. Guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.